first time. If you are here for the first time, you always need to say, I am new, I am here for the first time, so we can welcome you properly, because we love new people. We love, love, love it. And yeah, we are going to have I have a surprise for everybody. I'm going to tell you guys all right up front because I just can't wait to tell. I actually talked about this last week, okay? For any of you guys who were watching the live stream last week, I made the big announcement that the My Baby Experts platform that I've been working on for the past year, actually 10 years, but the last year in getting it to you in some kind of format, is now, with the support of all of my amazing brand partners, is going to be free for everyone. So that means all of my full-length classes, all of my webinars, the entire video library with 800 videos and all the Q&As from all the different years that we've been doing this, and our private Facebook group for students is accessible now for free, which let's get a woohoo for that, because this is the most exciting thing that I could do. Honestly, I am, can you tell? I'm just a little bit excited about that. The main reason that I'm so excited is because I know how important this information is for so many of you out there, and I want there to be no barriers. No barriers for you to get that quality information, to get that support from the community, and to just be able to just jump in and learn. So, yay, we are ready to go ahead and let you guys start entering, okay? And the way that you do that, you can just type member right here into the chat. Yep, member or members right here into the chat. You should get a little message that tells you exactly how to get over there. And then just follow the instructions. Read carefully through my instructions. Make sure you do all the steps, and you will be able to go right through, okay? And I see Anita here from Breast Support Pillow. I just want to say hello, Anita. I love you. Everybody needs to say hello to Anita from Breast Support Pillow right now, and please go like her page, okay? Because she's doing her Facebook page, and you guys all should follow her. She's the most amazing person, and she invented this breast support pillow, by the way, okay? This is the breast part. This is one of our prizes tonight. And for anybody who hasn't seen this, this is a amazing memory foam, and it's an eco-friendly foam, okay? Everything in this product has no chemicals, no off-gassing, nothing, all safe for new mamas. This is a pillow that holds up your breast so that when you're nursing, it supports the breast in the right position. It comes in 4 different sizes. It has a removable cover, and I used to sell this product in my store when I had my retail store. And it was just one of those things when I would do my lactation consultations, I would say, here, try this. And the difference, like you think it's just this small thing, but when you actually use it, it is like night and day. Like literally, it makes that much of a difference. And that's the feedback that I've gotten from anybody who's tried it. So, yes, I love you. Okay, so that's the breast support pillow, and I'm going to show you a few pictures in a little while. And before we answer a question, let's talk about Rachel's Remedy too, because that's part of the education here, is learning about Rachel's Remedy. Okay, this is Rachel's Remedy. I would like for Rachel to actually describe why she invented Rachel's Remedy and what it actually does, because the fact that you're here, I need to hear from you.
Oh, I'm happy to. Well, first I want to say hi to all these people from Canada, which is kind of new. I haven't seen so many from all these great places, and to everyone else. And thanks, Shari. I invented Rachel's Remedy, which is a breastfeeding relief pack, because when I was breastfeeding, I was experiencing clogged ducts and mastitis and all these various conditions that required hot washcloth applications, like dripping wet washcloths. And I remember a doctor told me to lean into hot bowls of water on my kitchen counter for like 20 minutes at a time, or take 8 showers a day, which is totally impossible because I could never even take one as a new mom. And so I invented Rachel's Remedy so that women could wear moist heat in their bra without getting their clothes wet, and so that they could be hands-free. Mm-hmm. So it has that flaxseed-filled pillow.
Here's the
that Shari's holding. And then that goes in the microwave or the freezer because it can be used hot or cold. And then it goes inside this waterproof pouch. And this is what keeps clothes dry, but it also protects the flaxseed from getting contaminated with milk, because you don't want to use anything that's going to get milk on it, because then it could cause bacteria to grow. So you don't want to keep reusing something like that isn't protected. And it has a removable cloth that goes under hot water and gets reattached. And then this goes against the skin. You can wear it right in your bra, and your clothes stay dry and your hands free. And we recommend that moms wear it if they're trying to increase their supply or encourage their letdown, to wear it 20 minutes before pumping or nursing.
Yep.
Or to use it 20 minutes at a time for mastitis, clogged ducts, any of those issues, nipple pain.
Absolutely. It's good for so many different purposes. It really, and it's not something that you need only if you're having problems. It's just great. Moist heat is fabulous to use before breastfeeding, before pumping. Like Rachel said, it will help with your letdown. It will help to really maximize your milk output. So it's good for anybody who's trying to, and everyone always talks about, I'm trying to get more milk out. Everyone
wants more milk.
And the more milk you get out, and we know this, and we talk about this all the time, that the more that you're able to express with your pump, the more that you're able to get out when you're breastfeeding, the more milk you're going to make. And so that you're going to keep maintaining a good milk supply. So it really helps with so many different aspects.
It does so many different things, and so many different things that I didn't even realize when we first started.
Yeah.
But there's moist heat is like the end all be all for nursing moms. It's just so general. It covers everything.
Yeah. And it's really different than just putting dry heat, like some kind of a microwave pack. And that's the genius part of this product, that you can actually apply the moist covering, the moist cloth that's attached to it. So you're really getting that moist heat inside your bra.
Right, exactly. And moist heat is so different from dry heat because it actually penetrates the skin. So it does encourage that letdown, and it does improve that supply and gets to loosen those clogs and all those things. And I am going to make moist a good word again.
Moist.
And I hate this word, breastfeeding mamas. You need it.
And speaking of plug ducts and mastitis, if anybody's having any trouble with that at all, now that My Baby Experts is completely available and no cost to you, there is an entire webinar on plug ducts, mastitis, and yeast infections in the breast. So if you're having any issues, or if you're just expecting and you want to try to figure out a way to avoid that, go over, join, and then just go right over and check out the Breastfeeding Challenges, Breastfeeding Challenges series that has that in there. There's actually a low milk supply webinar, and also the plug ducts, mastitis, and yeast. And there is more coming, and we're going to be filming them live, and you all get to watch while I'm filming, and we'll just keep adding it to the library. So
and there's so much good information, and they're free now. They're accessible to everyone.
And they're free now. Awesome. And they're free now. Woohoo! All right. Should we answer some questions? And you guys, if you have questions and you want to post anything to the chat, go ahead. You can post some questions, any breastfeeding or pumping questions you have tonight. Just go ahead and post some here, and I will try to scroll through and read them as we're going. But in the meantime, let's answer a few questions that were posted to the Facebook page. Okay. So Tiffany asked the question, she said, hi, Shari, my almost 3-month-old has developed a new habit of popping on and off after feeding for a few minutes. This happens more in the evening and seems to be somewhat better if I switch sides. I'm so confused as to why she could be doing this. I really wouldn't mind, but she's making my nipple extremely sore. I'll be listening tonight on my ride home from work, but I won't be watching. Any help would be greatly appreciated. Okay, so Tiffany, when I read your question, popping off during a feeding can be multiple reasons. And it's funny because it can be opposite reasons. It could be a heavy, fast letdown with a lot of milk where the baby it's too much and so they're coming off. And it can also be, where you're nursing in the evening and your milk supply is lowest and your baby can be getting a little bit of frustration by not getting a fast enough flow. So it could be like literally two opposite answers. And usually it's one and then leads to the other, because around 3 months is when we see that babies will experience a growth spurt. It's about, they have growth spurts around 2 to 3 weeks, 3 months, 6 months. So those that 3-month mark is a time where you may start to see that the baby is sort of eating every hour, and then especially in those evening hours, nursing for a few minutes on one side, getting frustrated, the milk's not flowing fast enough, wanting to switch sides, and that's probably what's happening. What usually follows that is by feeding frequently, your breast milk will start to increase rapidly, and then you'll go through a time where the milk flow may be a little bit too fast and they're popping off because the flow is fast. What I would say is that allow the baby to switch sides, but try to release the nipple if you can, so that the baby's not pulling too hard, coming off. It could be just that fast jerking off the breast that's causing the nipple to be sore. And also, it's a good time to pay attention to your latch again, where, in the beginning, maybe, you were paying attention to latch and then things got a little bit better. Right now, important to hold the baby close to the breast, not allow the baby to be hanging off too much and losing that latch. One other thing I want to say that could be an issue too in reading this question, sometimes losing, it's not so much that they're popping off, but they're losing a good latch because they can't keep the seal. They're not able to maintain a good seal. And that can be from a tongue or a lip tie that has them not able to stay on as well. Sometimes you don't see that right away because in the beginning, when your milk supply is greater from engorgement, oftentimes the baby's sort of just opening their mouth and the milk's pouring into them, so they don't really need that good seal in order to get the milk. Then as that milk supply starts to decrease, which is normal after engorgement wanes, that's when you'll start to see the baby popping off, not being able to hold on to a good seal. They're trying to suck harder and they can't. So I'm not saying that's the problem, but pay attention to that. If it's not the others, pay attention and maybe get the baby evaluated, maybe go see an IBCLC just to check, especially with the nipple soreness that you're reporting, because those two things can really be a sign of some kind of a tethered oral tissue. All right, so there you go. Okay, sometimes it's hard to answer the questions because you always need more information. And what I always find is that breastfeeding questions, when they come up, can have multiple answers, without knowing exactly what is happening or being able to answer questions back and forth. They can be different things. And speaking of that, if anybody wants to ask their question live tonight, if anybody wants to jump into the live chat, Joe posted the link did you post it?
It's posted.
Okay, so if you want to jump in and just jump into the video with Rachel and I, so we can hang out together and you can ask your question live, just come out of this chat, click on the link, and I will see you appear here. Okay, I will see you appear, and then I will bring you right in. You can ask your question live. Sound good?
I love it.
Can we do one more winner? So if somebody jumps in, the first one to jump in.
Let's do that.
Okay, so if you want to ask your question and you want to jump in, whoever jumps in, we're going to have one additional winner tonight.
Yes.
So you'll get a Rachel's Remedy.
And we didn't talk about the breast pads yet.
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. And I just said to Rachel before we started how much I'm sitting here holding these, and I'm like, I love these. I literally, they're like the best ones I've ever felt. Like, I love these, and for multiple reasons, not just because of the softness, which I want Rachel to talk to you about. But when I used to work with moms in my store, and moms used to come in to, buy their products for breastfeeding, I had a very short breastfeeding essentials list that I would go over with everyone. And just because it's so hard when you're pregnant and you're preparing to breastfeed and you're thinking, okay, I know I need to get some stuff, but I don't need to get everything that's out there. What are those most basic essentials that you're like, everybody needs to have this? And washable breast pads is on that list of like, everyone needs this to start breastfeeding because it's a given. You're gonna need it. And I'm not a big advocate of wearing paper all the time. There is a place for paper pads. If you're going out and you want to just toss them and you want to worry about carrying the wet pads around with you, But when you're home, I really encourage you to get yourself these washable pads and wear them. So Rachel, tell us why this one, because it's genius.
Okay. These are extra special for a few reasons.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I kept hearing over and over again women say was that when they were using reusable pads, they were worried about getting a yeast infection and worried that their babies could get thrush. So I invented these nursing pads. They're organic cotton Sherpa, and that's what we love so much because they're so soft. And then they have a waterproof back so that there's no leaking onto your clothes, which is the point. And the great thing about it is that they have silver ions in them, which help protect and stop the growth of yeast and bacteria so that yeast can't grow. So that's a really great thing. So, these are so great for work and home. Oh my God, they're wonderful. And so it kind of takes away that yeast fear. And it also helps because mastitis can come from bacteria. So it helps to stop the growth of mastitis also.
Totally. And that's so true. Mastitis is an inflammation of the breast, but it can become infectious when bacteria enters. And if your nipple has any kind of cracking in it, and then you're growing bacteria on the pads or anything else on your bras, that's where there's a great entry point for that bacteria to get into the breast and cause that yucky mastitis, which is really makes you sick, makes you really sick.
The boot flu for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Okay, everybody's saying they can't click the link. Joe, the link needs to go into the post, not it is in the post. Okay, I think they're trying to do it in your pinned comment. Okay, so if you can't click the link, you need to go out of this chat and go back and just look at the post, like the main post on my Facebook page. That should be a shareable link. Is it a shareable link, Joe? Like a hyperlink? Yeah. Just click out of here, out of the chat, and check out the post, and you'll see a link. Okay, the link is not here in the chat. You won't be able to click on the chat here and get it. All right. And anybody who wants to win one of the prizes tonight or learn about the prizes, so anything that we're talking about, in case you're like, oh, I want to check that out later, just type the word prizes here in the chat, and I'll send you a little message with all about the prizes, from the breast pads to the Rachel's Remedy to the breast pillow. You'll get information. You can go over and read all about it or get yourself some. Okay. Yay. So did that work? Is anybody, they were looking at the pin post. Go out of the chat and then go into the post, and you'll see there's a hyperlink. We can't do hyperlinks here in the chat. It won't let us. So it has to be in the chat, in the post itself. My echoing a little bit. Okay. All right. What is that? Do you have a screen on with me? No, right? Okay.
I see you, but I don't have sound on.
Okay. I keep hearing it from somewhere. It's like, and I can't find it. I don't know where my voice is going.
Oh, I don't hear an echo.
All right, I did for a minute, but it's fine. All right. Let's answer another question here. All right. The question is from Esther. Okay. She says, hi, Shari. My question is, I work almost full time and I need to pump every day at least 2 feedings. The last week it was almost impossible to pump enough milk. And even when I'm around, my milk supply is not enough. Pumping every 2 hours now, and still is not enough. So very big difference in volume from left and right boob. What do I do to increase the supply? Okay, so as far as pumping, probably very similar to the last question I answered, is that sometimes when you're going through some of these growth spurts, the baby could be eating everything that you are producing. And so when you're home with the baby, if you're finding that you're having a hard time pumping out the extra milk, it could be that you're just going through a growth spurt. It also could be your pump and not you at all. All right, especially if the pumping was working and now all of a sudden you're finding that you're having a decreased amount when you try to do a session. Check your pump parts, because if your pump parts are old, that could be the reason. Those little membranes or the little valves that come with the pump that are on the inside of the flange hanging into the bottle, if those need to be replaced, you're definitely going to lose suction, and that's going to impact the amount that you can express. Are you hearing an echo?
I just heard a little echo, but that was the first time I heard an echo.
I am hearing myself. So hopefully, are you guys hearing an echo or you hear it all right? It takes a minute for them to respond because there's
a delay.
The link's not working. Yeah, is it not working? Yeah, try to join. Let's get Joe in here. Just
Hi, Joe.
Okay, I want you in, but try to click on it.
I have to put on fleece because I live in Buffalo.
I know. I'm in New Jersey, and you got it worse than me. Every time I get on the phone with you, I'm like, I'm cold. Then I'm like, oh no, forget it. I'm not cold.
No, no cold. You're not cold.
Okay.
Cold.
Vanessa just said that the link worked for her. Okay, good.
Oh, good.
Oh, there's Joe. I want to bring him in.
Bring him in.
He jumped out that fast. He was like, you want to say hi, Joe? Come over here. You could say hi. Just seeing a blank screen there. Huh. Which link did you put in? Okay, let's make sure that's the right one. Oh yeah, you did just use it. All right. Joe's using it and it's working for him, so I don't know why. Oh, here comes somebody. I see Paige. Okay. All right. All right, Paige is the first one coming in to join us. Ask her question. Hold on a second. I'm going to bring it in, Paige. So it is working. There we go. Hi, Paige.
Hi, Paige.
Hi.
Hi. How are you tonight?
Doing good. How are you ladies?
So good. So good. I'm so glad this worked. I love seeing your face.
Yeah. I know. I thought I'd try it out and see what happens. So.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Are you with your little one there?
He's currently asleep.
Oh,
That's very nice.
Yes. Yeah. So I am able to talk, which is nice.
Oh, fantastic. So good. So good. So do you have a question that you want to ask us or just
I
chat?
do.
Go ahead.
I posted it in the comments.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if I was allowed to ask this, but I saw another mom
You're
ask
allowed
about
to ask
tandem
anything you
nursing.
want to ask, Paige. Basically,
Perfect.
you can ask anything you want to ask.
Perfect. So it is about tandem nursing.
Okay, great.
So I am 30 weeks pregnant on Sunday and currently nursing my 2-year-old, just turned 2 last week.
Yep.
So I'm not really too sure how to go about the whole tandem thing. So do I start right away? Do I switch breasts or is it one breast per baby?
Mm-hmm.
How does that all work?
Oh, such a good question. And you're so not alone with this question. This comes up all the time, and especially with my students, we talk about this often. And it's actually one of the new webinars that I'm going to be filming.
Oh, perfect.
It's all about breastfeeding too, whether you're breastfeeding while pregnant, which you're doing now, breastfeeding to children of different ages and multiples. So that's coming up. So you'll get a lot out of that one. But just to answer tonight, it's, first of all, breastfeeding while you're pregnant and breastfeeding too, completely normal. I mean, this is something that moms do all over the world and have for thousands and thousands of years, and it's totally fine to do. The question of like, what do you do and how do you manage it? Typically you want to make sure that your newborn is getting everything that the newborn needs, because your older child obviously is having other foods and it's not their sole source of nutrition. So always want to make sure that you're focusing on the newborn and they're getting everything and they're eating first, especially in the beginning. The milk is going to change back to colostrum. It's just amazing how our bodies are. Okay, so it is going to change back to colostrum, and so the newborn baby will be getting exactly what the baby needs, and it's totally fine for your older child to nurse as well. You don't have to assign one side, and I actually would not encourage you to do that. Okay. What I would say is that what I would try to do is alternate sides and maybe stick to one side for an entire feeding with your new baby,
Right.
and then offer the other side to your older child. And
Okay.
then the next feeding, switch sides so that you're starting with the other breast with the newborn baby
Right.
and doing it that way.
Okay.
Our bodies make different amounts of milk on different sides. And so you want to just keep alternating and making sure that you're kind of keeping it even.
Okay. That makes sense.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. And just keep focusing on making sure that your newborn gets everything that he or she needs. You know what you're having?
A boy. Another boy.
That he's getting everything that he needs. And I think that you'll see that sometimes a lot of moms will say that it's actually makes it easier because it really helps with engorgement when you have a toddler that can actually
Kind of
latch
hoping
on
for that.
and empty some of the milk out as well,
Yeah.
And sometimes when a newborn's nursing at first, the breast can be so full that it can even be hard to latch onto.
Mhm.
That's a time when you can have them help out by, instead of having to use a pump, you're just using your older child to get a little bit of that milk out as well.
Right. Now, will that cause overproduction? Because with my first, I was a natural overproducer,
Mm-hmm.
and struggled with that.
Yeah.
So tandem nursing, will that cause that again, or?
Overproduction is really just a matter of having more than you need.
Mhm.
And when you're nursing too, you need more.
Fair enough.
Okay, so it's all relative. It's not a matter of, it's not like at a certain quantity it's too much. It's whatever you need. And I think you're going to see happening is that it'll probably be a lot easier this time because you are supplying for two children.
Right.
Yeah, and you can also put some of that milk into a cup for your older one. So there's a lot of ways that you can deal. It's a good thing to have that abundance of milk when you're trying to feed too.
That's true. That's
Mhm.
very true.
I think you're gonna feel like you're having an easier time this time. It usually does go easier, especially for moms who are oversuppliers. It's a
Mhm.
really great perk to have another child that can just get on, and even if you're like they're not really hungry, they'll latch on
Yeah,
anyway.
that's true.
Get
I'm
some of that
hoping it
milk
helps
out.
with all the engorgement and everything else that I
Mhm.
had. So,
Yeah, yeah. Well, you're the perfect person to win the Rachel's Remedy and the breast pads if you're telling us that you're an oversupplier and
Definitely.
right.
yep.
It will help to prevent plugged ducts. It will help to prevent the mastitis and help that milk to keep on flowing. And
Absolutely.
these awesome pads, you're gonna love these. I'm telling you, so
I,
nice.
I was looking at those. They look incredible.
They are incredible. And even the thing you can't see in here, which is the silver, it's just really, what's nice is one side is really soft and the other side is waterproof, so it's not going to leak through.
Perfect. Yeah. So
Mhm.
much
You're
better
gonna
than
need that.
washcloths and everything else that you
Yep,
try.
totally. Hey, Paige, did you join the membership yet?
I did.
You did? Yay. Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. Are you excited? I'm so excited to let everyone in and just everybody get to learn and we can all be together. And
Yeah.
I'll be doing a lot of these things in our private group as well. We'll be doing Q&As in there so we can do more of this like face-to-face stuff.
Mhm. Awesome. Yeah, it sounds incredible. So I'm excited for it.
Fantastic. I'm excited to see you over there.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
congratulations on
Thank
your
you.
upcoming arrival and great job.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
No, yeah. Okay, good.
All
Well,
right.
I'll see you over in the group.
All right. Sounds great. Thanks,
Okay, have a
ladies.
good night, Paige.
Good
You
night,
too.
Paige.
Bye.
Bye. Yay.
Yay.
How awesome is that?
No.
I love that. I love seeing, you know what? There's nothing better than seeing face to face with all this tech. I mean, the technology is so great that we can all post to each other and I can read their questions. And of course, they're seeing me, but I don't get to see them.
I know.
So
I love the mamas and the babies. Oh, it's
that's what
good.
I love about going to the trade, to all these shows, the
Me
baby
too.
shows where I mean, and if you see me at a baby show, I just want to say this like right off the bat. If you ever see me at a baby show and you don't come over and like hug me right away and like say hi and tell me who you are, I will be very upset.
We
So
will find you.
yeah, find me, come over, say who you are, and give me a big hug because anybody who's seen me there knows that's what I want. So
And let Shari hold your baby.
and let me hold your baby. Exactly. Don't let anybody else hold just me.
No. I have germs. We don't have germs. Let us hold the baby.
Exactly. We have more jumping in here. Let's let people jump in and ask their questions, okay? All right. So I am going to bring in Vanessa. Hi, Vanessa. Here we go. Ready? She looks nervous. Hi, Vanessa.
Hi. I was actually giving my husband the look to like. My husband,
Look, I'm giving him the look all the time. All the time.
My husband and 2-year-old are sitting on the other side of the couch watching the Smurfs.
Well, you know what?
You're very good.
Smurfs will do that every time.
Yes.
Smurfs are way more entertaining than us.
Mm-hmm.
My 8-month-old doesn't think so. He loves it.
You have a 2-year-old and an 8-month-old?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, Paige's stuff about tandem nursing really resolutes with me because I tandemed my boys.
And how did
I have a natural oversupply, so, and it helps having two, definitely.
For sure.
Sorry, the 8-month-old is being destructive.
That's okay. Totally.
So my question was about teeth and nursing, because we're to that point. And everything I know how to do, delatch, relatch, all of that, it doesn't work. My poor nipples are not happy. Mm-hmm. And it's getting to the point where it's almost too painful to nurse. Mm-hmm. So he has his bottom teeth, and now top one has popped through. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what to do. He does have a tongue tie or a lip tie, but I don't think that that's so much playing into the latch anymore. Mm-hmm. It did when he was younger, but now he latches perfectly fine.
Let me ask you, Vanessa, when he latches on, would you say that it's a little bit of a shallow latch, or can you get him to really deeply latch?
He's usually deeply latched. It's not very often shallow.
And is the pain happening throughout the whole feeding, or would you say more towards the end of the feeding?
It's more towards when he gets to that milk that he has to actually work for.
Gotcha.
Like after my letdown. I would say it's more after the letdown.
Yeah. Even when I work with moms and I look at their latch and it seems like the baby's as close as possible to the breast, they still can get closer. Mm-hmm. And at this age, it's easy to just kind of like, you don't feel that sore, so and they're getting the milk, so you're not really paying attention as much as like when they were a newborn. But I would go back to those basics, and if you watch the Simply Breastfeeding class, which now you have access to do, okay? And I know your baby's not a newborn, and this is a class that you would watch, when you're pregnant to get ready. Go right back to the basics on that chapter where I'm talking about like getting the perfect latch, and it's about tilting the baby's head so that you want to make sure that you have enough support. Like, he's so cute. Oh, he's kissing you. Look how cute he is.
So cute.
You want to make sure that you're having enough support underneath him so the weight of his body is not pulling onto your nipple. Okay. So he's kind of like higher and up on top rather than pulling from underneath. And then while you're doing that, pull him in as close as you possibly can. And the best way to do that is to make sure that his head is slightly angled up to the breast, not straight, because you can't pull him close enough when his head is straight. Okay. By tilting the head just slightly, the chin can really bury into the breast, and the nose will still have room, and he can get really much closer. Two things will happen. One is that the nipple will be way farther back in his mouth so that it won't be scraping. Okay. If you're actually feeling it on your nipple, I just don't feel like your latch is deep enough.
Okay.
And the other...
See, this is how nursing goes because he's 8 months old.
I totally hear you. And I could be telling you all this stuff and you're like, I cannot hold him closer. He won't do it.
And he's totally my 2-year-old would just latch and get straight to business and be done.
Yeah.
He's all over the place. I mean, he's pulling and turning and looking at me and pulling on my ear and pulling on my lip and pulling on my nose.
Yeah. So I can see.
I definitely understand how that can, yes, this is my daily life.
Yeah.
I definitely understand how that can I'm going to really try to work on getting him back to just laying down and nursing, not playing.
Exactly. I think that it's like really trying not to have a lot of distraction, so that he's not moving his head around, okay? Because that's that's the scraping that you're getting from the teeth, okay? So getting them closer. Also, when you're close like that, not only is the nipple farther back in his mouth, but also when they're closer, they have to keep their mouth wide open. It's hard you cannot close your mouth when the breast is that close and that far in. So you don't get as much of that biting down or that scraping effect of the teeth. You know?
Do you do the thing with your pinky to get him to unlatch? How does he unlatch?
I usually, when I'm unlatching him to like stop, I usually use a finger.
Yeah.
When he is unlatching, it's not very nice.
Yeah. And it's a really good point, because not only just using your finger to unlatch, but anticipating the delatch.
Yes.
Okay.
Because when you get so like you're nursing, and usually, as you, like you said, it's right after the letdown because he's starting to suck harder. Get him deeper onto the breast, and then really pay attention as you see him getting towards the end of the feeding. Take him off and like, don't let him delatch himself, because when he does it, he's going to close his mouth, and that's going to make you sore.
Oh, okay.
It's really about like being really aware right now while these teeth are erupting and all these things. At a certain point, it's going to go away and it's going to stop. But it's just in this moment now as he's getting the teeth in.
And with my oldest, it just lasted less time with each tooth. Like he just kind of figured it out quicker. He's not figuring it out nearly as quick how to shift his latch and do that.
Get used to them being totally different.
Oh, they are day and night different.
Rachel's got 2 boys.
Yeah.
2 boys. I've got 2 girls, and there's always this expectation that you're just going to have like
the same
photocopy duplicate, and they're completely different. And mine are 14 and 16 at this point, and literally totally different.
Totally.
And my boys now, I tell people all the time, they're 180 difference. My 2-year-old, I mean, obviously, you don't even know he's here, and he's within 50 feet of me sitting here watching a movie.
There you go.
He doesn't sit still for 2 seconds.
Oh my goodness.
Opposite.
Oh my goodness. Vanessa, did you join the private group and join the membership?
I haven't yet, because when I tried to get that,
it didn't come through?
It didn't come through.
Okay, so anybody who it didn't go, sometimes when a lot of people are putting in that word at the same time, it just doesn't respond well. Try again, and then what you can also do is just go to mybabyexperts.com.
Okay.
And it'll take you right to the member sign up page.
Okay.
And then there's full instructions on how to join, how to watch all the classes. It will take you straight through.
Perfect. Sweet.
And remember,
I'm so excited that that's available for everybody.
I'm so excited too.
Awesome.
I'm so excited too, sweetheart. I can't wait to see you there.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, have a good night.
Bye,
Good
Shari.
luck.
Bye, Rachel.
Bye.
And one more thing I wanted to remind her of, and it's just those phases are so short term.
They really are.
And it seems like forever when your nipples hurt. I mean, that's, awful.
Yeah.
But so short term, and if you can just train them to stop being so distracted, and that you're not going to, let him do that, he'll learn so fast.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You think things are going to last forever. And, if you really think about it, this whole first year, it's 1 year in their entire life. And then you have them forever. But this first year, it can feel like forever, because you're trying to, if you're a first-time mom, or even if you're a second-time mom, you're adjusting to either.
Yeah.
And you're not sleeping, and you're dealing with like nursing, and you're dealing with all the other things that come with that transition.
So hard.
It's so hard. So it just feels like forever.
It does. I mean, you give up your body, while you're pregnant, and it's wonderful and all these things, but it's also really hard. And then you're nursing, and it's the most beautiful time, but it's also really hard. If you're one of those moms that can't go to the store because you're going to be gone too long because you're going to start leaking, or, you know, it really is time consuming.
And I think that everybody wishes for it to go quicker because you're like, okay, move on with it. And then you'll forever and ever, you're going to look back and remember that first year and that baby stage, and, you know, take a lot of video. That's all I can say. Take a lot of video. Lots of pictures. I see everybody trying to type member. I'm going to do something here. Here's a link, okay? This is mybabyexperts.com. Okay, if you're not able to get through on the member comment, don't worry. Please don't worry. Okay, everybody's going to get into this membership who wants to. Okay, so all you need to do after we're done here, just go to mybabyexperts.com, and it will take you right there anyway. Okay, the member in the chat, typing member in the chat was just to get you a instant message, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but that's just Messenger. Like, why?
We don't know.
I don't know. Okay,
I'm excited that I can refer people that come to me with questions to these courses now. And then
the courses, and there's you know what, I have one more person waiting to get in to ask us a question, and then after we're done, Anna's here in the room and I'm going to have her come in. I see her with her baby, so cute. I'm going to bring her in for her question, and then after that I want to show you a video clip. It's a clip from Breast Pumps and Briefcases about you know, how to have enough milk for your first day back at work. And I want to show that to you so you guys can all get a preview of what the courses are that you'll all have access to. Okay, so here comes Anna. Hold on.
Say hi.
Oh, hi, you're both there. You're all there.
Yes, all three girls, the three musketeers. So I want to ask you because I want to go back to work. I started being a peer breastfeeding counselor at the WIC office.
Awesome.
But then my pregnancy became a high-risk pregnancy, so I stopped.
Okay.
My baby is now 7 months old and exclusively is being breastfed.
Fantastic.
Now that I want to go back to work, she's not taking no bottles, no sippy cups, no nothing.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like struggling. Do you have any suggestions or anything?
You said she's 8 months?
7.
7 months. Okay, and she's eating solids?
Actually, no. She refuses to get any solids. Actually, she loved avocado at the beginning, and then once her first tooth popped out, that was it.
She didn't want anything anymore.
Nope. She lost interest in anything.
Gotcha. Have you been trying? Have you been trying with just like giving her foods to start eating by herself?
Yeah, actually, for example, like we're eating dinner. I remember with my first one that she would mimic what we did.
Yeah.
So I put her next to us when we're eating dinner to see maybe she will grab or try to grab anything that we have or grab whatever is in front of her, but she doesn't have any interest in anything.
And you're exclusively breastfeeding her, and you've been home this whole time.
Yeah.
What happens when you leave her just for a short while with anybody?
Oh, okay. So I found this awesome daycare, and we're trying to transition her in order for her not to be traumatized.
Yeah.
But she screams her head off. She was there for 5 hours straight. Mm-hmm. She didn't want no sippy cups, no anything. She cried her head off.
Yeah.
And it's so difficult.
7 months is one of the hardest times for separation.
Oh.
It's like you're like right in the peak of that most difficult time where they just have a lot of separation anxiety. It's usually if you do earlier is better, later is better, but 7-8 months, it's like the peak of it. So, sometimes it's a matter of timing, Anna, of like, is this the exact right time? And are you choosing to go back now because you want to, or is it because you need to?
Well, I'm like, I really wanted to go back immediately. And now it's like also kind of a pressure thing because in my community, it's about 80% Hispanics.
Yeah.
And they have only one person that speaks Spanish. So you can imagine 100 moms trying to get to that one person.
Gotcha.
And
Gotcha.
I also want to, I guess, give back what I got from the person,
Absolutely.
because my daughter had tongue tie, lip tie, and I struggled until the 3rd week,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
also suffer about the over clogs because I'm an overproducer.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
like, I have a lot of knowledge in my head that I want to give back.
Totally get it.
But then my heart is like, no, my baby's like crying. She won't take anything. So I'm like basically stuck, and I don't know what to do.
You know, sometimes we're so torn about wanting to like help other people and then realizing like it's still time to help yourself and help your baby right now. And, you know, I'm not saying that there's no possible way to get her to start taking a cup with pumped milk or to start eating, but she's also 7 months and it may just take another few weeks for her to transition out of this stage. So what I'll say to you is probably right now, there's no chance she's going to take a bottle and nor
Darn.
okay. It's a little bit, in my opinion, it's probably too late for a bottle. Although I say that, and after a long time, my second did take a bottle. So you could keep trying.
Oh, okay.
You could keep trying. But I would also just try to keep offering it in a cup, you know, to try to cup feed her. And then when she's at daycare, are they willing to like wear her in a carrier?
Yeah, like literally, I'm a hoarder. I have 7 or 8 different kinds.
Yeah.
And legitly showed them how to use all of them. They're now professional because I showed them.
Awesome.
And still, she doesn't want to be held by anybody out there. I guess it's that age, like you said.
It really
she screams her head off.
If you
which is good because like stranger danger kind of thing. So
it's true. It's just honestly, 7 months is the peak of the attachment and the separation anxiety.
And let me tell you, I have a lot of milk in my freezer, and I'm like waiting for her. I'm like, I can give you all that milk in a sippy cup or whatever, but she doesn't want to take it.
She doesn't want to take it. What about, and so when you were gone for several hours, she didn't take anything at all, and she screamed.
No, nothing. And then she lost more than half a pound in a week because also she's been like on a protest, like if you don't give me what I want, then I'm not gonna latch more than a minute without crying.
Yeah.
So she's not even nursing the same.
No, she's in a big protest. Like since you want to give me a sippy cup or whatever, I'm gonna not latch on you. And I'm like, this is the thing. I have really bad I'm really sensitive right now because I'm still going through postpartum depression. I have anxiety too, and everything is like building up, and I get all upset, and I think I transmit whatever I'm upset to her.
Yeah.
My frustration for her not grabbing anything else.
Yeah.
She's getting whatever, and
you know,
and it's funny though because at the beginning I was struggling to give her my breast. Now I want to take it away.
You're being very hard on yourself.
I think that your desire to want to give back to the community, to want to help other people is really, I honor you for that. And I totally understand that. And I'm also going to encourage you to take care of yourself right now. You know, because not only is the separation, will that be hard on the baby, which it obviously is, but it's also hard on you because it's creating stress. And when you're dealing with postpartum depression or anxiety, what you want to do is try to not add more stuff in that's going to make it worse or harder or make you have guilt feelings or any of the other things that can come up with separating yourself right now. And if there's any possible way to even just not to say, okay, I just can't go back ever, but just to delay another month and just see how it goes because they change so much week to week. And you may find that in a few more weeks, she's more interested in like exploring and seeing other people and, you know, having that time to just play, which is a different stage than where she is now.
Okay.
You know, I also wanted to tell you, Anna, that my 2 breastfeeding classes, that is simply breastfeeding and breast pumps and briefcases, both are in Spanish on the platform.
Oh,
great.
Oh, that's really good.
So if you
that made me so happy.
if you want to help the moms in your community, what you can do is send them on now. It's like I said, it's free. It's I have them in English, Spanish, and French. Those 2 full classes, and it's all on the same page. So when you go to Simply Breastfeeding, if you just scroll down the page, you'll see it in Spanish. And if you scroll down a little farther, people will see it in French.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
the Spanish is not subtitles. It's actually voiced over, so you can hear it's me. It's not me speaking in Spanish, but it's somebody I got who spoke over my voice in Spanish. So it's really great for a new mom to be able to watch.
Yeah, that's awesome, because we were getting I go there because they have a baby cafe at the WIC office.
Yeah.
And any information what they get, it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can see it over and over and over, it's way better.
Yep. So they can go log in, they can watch it themselves. I also have a ton of pregnancy centers all over the country that order my programs on DVD to actually have classes right there. So that's actually available for sale, like a single DVD for pregnancy centers and WIC centers.
Oh, that's very good.
And it's in Spanish, both of them.
Hey. I don't know why, but I'm so happy that you have it in Spanish.
Well, of course, because listen, you're the one who just said, I want to give back to my community, and there's not enough Spanish-speaking people to go help. So any way that maybe you just coming on right now is a way to be with your baby, and then you found a resource for them to get them the help. There you go. Everybody wins.
Yay! Then I won't feel so guilty.
Exactly.
Just not feeling so guilty. You are doing.
I think I add to my stress even more.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I want to do this so badly, but I can't.
Definitely.
And I put myself down most of the time. So
it's the same as when moms talk to me about I want to donate breast milk. I have extra milk. I want to donate breast milk, but they don't have enough to feed their baby and also pump extra. Yeah. Some do, and it's great, but your baby always has to come first. And so I'm just relating to that. You're talking about going back somewhere to be able to help other moms to breastfeed. Right now, you have to help yourself.
Yes, I totally agree. You have to help yourself, and you need support.
I don't have that much support. I don't have family support. So hearing this from you guys kind of gives me that feeling of support, because everybody in my family actually shut me from the family because they're against breastfeeding. They look at it like a sexual thing, not as something natural, because it is natural.
Absolutely.
You produce naturally. You get pregnant, you produce it naturally. It's not like a switch. And everybody in my family looks at it like it's sexual. And when they see me that my baby is 7 months, they're like, she's too big, you should stop. I'm like, no. We're good.
For you. You know what? And that's where you're going to do the biggest service to everyone, is to keep on being the example, so that other moms don't feel discouraged, and they can see you as that living example of doing what you're doing with your baby, so they'll continue to do it with theirs. So make sure, above all else, you take care of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
That you take care of you. And lean on us, okay? Lean on us, lean on this community. Go join the membership, go into the private group, and lean on all the amazing people that are in there, and me and Rachel and everyone that'll be in there to be able to support you, because we totally do.
Thank you.
And you can message me anytime, and I will always respond and support you.
By the way, thank you for making that. I'm certainly going to go to your website, because I need that. I suffer from a lot of clogs, and they hurt so badly.
Send me your information in a message, and I will just send it to you.
Okay? Thank you.
Support. You deserve a lot of support. And you need to be easier on yourself and not so hard. You're doing wonderful things for your baby.
Say hi.
Hi.
Awesome. All right, Anna, thank you for jumping in with us tonight. So good to see you.
Anna.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, sweetheart.
Bye.
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 Aw, so great. And it was such a great, this is the reason that we did the classes in multiple languages. And my intention is to keep adding to those different languages, because we have such an international community. Not only people here in this country that speak other languages, but all over the world.
Absolutely.
Where I just feel like this is going to be such a great way to be able to help moms all over the world and have these programs translated into multiple languages, which we're going to do.
It is. There's just nothing like it out there. There's nothing like it.
So great. So
Yeah.
great. Ah, so excited. Should we
Yeah.
play that video so that everybody can see a clip from breast pumps and briefcases? Let's do that so you guys can see a clip from one of the courses that's in the on the platform. Hold on, here we go. Okay, let me see how to do this. I'm going to make this solo, and then I'm going to go ahead and play.
As you are preparing to return to work, you'll be wondering, how much should I be storing? And how far in advance do I need to prepare? As with anything, it's always best not to leave things to the last minute. And pumping enough breast milk for your return to work is certainly at the top of that list. Start several weeks prior to your first day back at work and calculate how many ounces will you need for your baby on the first day, as well as your food stash. For example, if you'll be away from your baby for 8 hours, pump 3 times with 3 to 4 ounces each. That will be 9 to 12 ounces of milk needed for your first day back at work. If you then add another 10 3-ounce bags for your freezer, this will add an additional 30 ounces that you will ultimately need. In this scenario, in total, you will need about 40 ounces of milk to be fully prepared. Waiting to store this until the last week before you go back will make it really difficult to achieve. And in this case, what I would recommend is that you only focus on getting the 9 to 12 ounces pump that you will need for your first day. You'll have to catch up on the freezer stash later. Ideally, you will give yourself a minimum of 4 to 6 weeks to start pumping and storing. Pumping 1 to 2 ounces per day, in addition to the ½ ounce of milk that you will continue to feed your baby each evening just to keep the bottle going, will give you more than enough over the 4 to 6 weeks to have all the milk you need for your first day back at work, plus your freezer stash. For some moms, this is not a problem. And for others, you may find it difficult to pump in between feeding your baby to get this extra milk. One of the ways to work around this is to not try and pump between feedings, but to express a small amount, like 1/4 ounce from each side prior to each breastfeeding during the day. If you're breastfeeding 8 times and you express a ½ ounce each time, you'll essentially be storing 4 ounces per day. This is even more than I'm recommending you do if you gave yourself enough time.
All right. Awesome. That was a clip. Okay, you guys, that was a clip from Breast Pumps and Briefcases, which has I think there's 10 chapters to the whole program. It's a 90-minute class that really takes you through everything that you're going to need to know to go back to work and have a successful pumping, breastfeeding relationship for as long as you want it. And, I'm so excited that you all get to see that. And it's also in Spanish and French. Oh, Rachel's muted. Hold on. Your computer was making noise, so I muted you. What did you say?
What? Oh, I said, and French.
In French. And French.
Yes.
Awesome, right?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Yes, that was good information, Kimberly. I'm so happy. I'm glad that you guys are getting so much out of this. I've been reading so many of your comments and your messages to me. First of all, I want you to know I love messages. I love when you just contact me. Let me know if any of this has been helpful for you, any of this time that we've done these live Q&As or classes that you may have watched. I love to hear feedback from you. It makes me so happy. And, now we have the private group so that you'll be able to also post questions. Everyone in there has watched the classes. And so and some of them are really experts on my baby experts on all the Q&As and all the live events, that if you're looking for a specific type of information, go ahead and post it into the group. Chances are there are several mamas in there that know exactly where to find it. Okay, so pretty much everything you're going to need, I've probably said at some point on something. Somewhere. Somewhere.
I think it's all covered.
Oh. Jenna, thank you. She's saying you make us very happy. You make us happy as well, Shari. Thank you. Can you tell this is like my favorite thing to do ever? And now I get to do it with so many more people. So, right?
It's awesome.
How blessed am I? Completely. All right, so we're going to say goodnight. It's 10:05 here on the East Coast for Rachel and I. I'm going to go get into my fuzzy socks and warm pajamas because I'm freezing. What did you say?
I'm going to take my bra off.
I thought that's what.
But don't worry, I'm going to wait until we're off the air.
And for anybody who wants to win any of the prizes tonight, I'm going to put a little picture up here because I didn't get to show. I want to show the breast pillow because it's really something you need to see. Let's see here. Here's the breast pillow. Okay, this is the breast pillow. It's the support pillow for your breast. If you want to win one tonight, just like or love the post. Make sure you commented here telling me what you love about it. And you could type prizes to go ahead and see more information about it. Anita was here in the chat with us, and Nadia's here too. So both of them are here. Love you, ladies. They are the breast support pillow people. And here's a great picture where you can really see that it's supporting the breast. Okay. So that's the breast support pillow. Yay.
Love it.
And then of course we have Rachel's remedy. I have pictures here. You want to do that too? Let's see. Let's see. Okay. So there we go. There it is. Okay. I can't see. Is that the Rachel's remedy or the pads? That's Rachel's.
Those are the breast relief packs.
Okay. Yep.
They're available at Target.
Oh, fantastic. Tell them where to get it.
Target.com or in Target stores. Either one. We partnered with Dr. Brown's, so that's why we're both on the packaging. So they are available everywhere. And Bye Bye Baby.
Yep. Fantastic. And then you've got the pads too.
Yes.
There we go. There's a good picture of the pads. Yep. All right. Okay. So that's it for tonight, guys. I know I'm going to be seeing a lot more of you. If anybody has any trouble technically once you're working on the platform, first of all, forgive me. I am still working out the kinks. You guys are going to be my testers. So I'm sure something will not be working. Let me just say that straight off the bat. Okay. I'm sure something will not be working. You can also email us at members@mybabyexperts.com. If you have any technical difficulties at all, okay? And that's it. And then I will see you over there. Rachel, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks so much for having me, Shari. I always love it.
I love it too. And we'll be streaming together. We'll come live to you from Washington, D.C. next week together, okay?
Definitely. From the show. We can't wait.
For sure. For sure. Okay, everybody. Good night. Have a wonderful night. We'll see you soon.
Good night, everybody.
Bye. Good night.
Bye.